Good afternoon, everybody. A very good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon, Palak, Jethalal, Arya, Mehboobi. Good afternoon, everybody. So today we are going to revise our part A, the remaining chapters of our part A. And tomorrow we will start our part C. So today we are going to do some small chapters of your part A. Yesterday we started with our setting up of business entities outside India, but due to some internet problem, yesterday we had to end the class. So today we will continue this chapter. We will do the remaining portion of this chapter, that is setting up of business entities outside India, and then after that we will do different form of business organization, choosing a different form of business organization, and then after that we'll do producer company. So all these topics we are going to study today in our today's session. So just let me know quickly, how's the Josh? Give me a big fat thumbs up in the chat box if we are good to start, and also a thumbs up to the video so that we can start our today's revision series. Great. Okay, great. So let's start our today's revision, that is setting up a business entities outside India. Although yesterday I started with this chapter and I discussed few topics of this chapter, that if you want to set up a business outside India, that is known as ODI. Why? Because you are going to invest your money outside India. See, yesterday I told you that if this is India, then if some foreign people is making investment in India, that is FDI, foreign direct investment. However, if someone from India, he is investing money outside India, that is known as ODI, overseas direct investment. Okay, so if we Indian people, we want to invest money outside India, we want to set up a business outside India, that is known as ODI, overseas direct investment. Basically that can be done by two ways, either by subscribing the shares of the company or by contributing to the capital of the company. So yesterday I taught you the definition of ODI, that ODI means investment either under automatic route or approval route. Also I told you that whenever you want to invest your money outside India, there are two routes. One is automatic route, other is approval route. Even in case of FDI, there are two routes, automatic approval and by way of contribution to capital or subscription to MOA or purchase of shares. This I taught you. Yes, either by market purchase, doesn't matter, you purchase either shares by either private placement or public offer or market purchase, doesn't matter, which signifies long term interest. It's not like you are doing trading, you are investing that money for a long term benefit by forming either joint venture company or a wholly owned subsidiary company. So this is the definition of ODI. Some of the examples of ODI was given of the big Indian tycoons like Reliance Industries, Adani, Sun Pharma, etc. And yesterday we started with the provision that this master directions are applicable to you, FDI, not FDI, RBI. RBI directions and RBI guidelines are applicable to you. Also, FEMA Act is applicable to you if you are making an ODI, if you are making investment outside India. And basically, there are two routes, automatic route, approval route. And we started with the entities who are eligible to make investment outside India. It's like, I am a company, can I invest outside India? Yes. Can I open a joint venture or wholly owned subsidiary outside India? Can I make ODI? Yes. I am LLP under LLP Act. Can I make ODI? Yes. I am partnership firm. Can I make ODI? The answer is yes. Even a partnership firm can make. Although you will study later that partnership firm cannot go through automatic route, it has to go through approval route, which means by taking approval of government RBI. That is a separate matter. But any of a partnership firm can also invest, or any other entity as may be prescribed by RBI. So these all entities are eligible to make investment outside India. Number one, company or any other body created by Act of Parliament, LLP, partnership firm or any other entity permitted by RBI. Now come to the automatic route. I told you that there are two routes. If you want to make investment outside India, there are two routes. Number one, automatic route. Number two, approval route. Now the question is, when you can go through automatic route and when you can go through approval route. So a limit is given that if you are making investment within this limit, then okay, it will be done through automatic route. You don't need to take government approval or RBI approval. What is the limit? There are two limits. The limit number one is 1 billion US dollar. 1 billion US dollar. And limit number two is 400% of your net worth. Your net worth means your paid up capital plus free reserve. Your net worth means basically your paid up capital plus free reserve. So there are two limits given. If you exceed any of this limit, then you have to go through approval route. However, if you are under both this limit, 1 billion US dollar as well as 400% of your net worth, then you can go through automatic route. However, if you are exceeding any one of this limit, then you have to take approval of the government and you have to go through approval route. So what did I said? I said that there are two limits. Number one is 1 billion. What is happening to this pencil? Number one limit is 1 billion US dollar, which is basically 100 crore US dollar. And if you will convert this in Indian rupees, you will do approx into 75. So it will be like 7,500 crore Indian rupees. So this is the approx first limit. And the second limit is 400% of your net worth. 400% of your net worth. So let's say your net worth is, your net worth is 10 crore. So what will be the 400% into 4 times? So your 400% will be 40 times, that into 40. That means 40 crore. So what is the two limit applicable to you? The two limit applicable is 40 crore Indian rupees or 7,500 crore Indian rupees. So दोनों में से your final limit is whichever is lower. So your final limit is 40 crore Indian rupees. So if you make investment outside India more than 40 crore Indian rupees, then you have to take prior approval of RBI. Then you have to go through approval route. See, I'm repeating this again. What is the deadline? What is the limit for automatic route? The limit is this or this, whichever is lower. So basically 1 billion US dollar or 400% of net worth, whichever is lower. Your final limit is whichever is lower. And if you exceed any of this limit, then you have to go through approval route. You have to take the compulsory approval of RBI. You cannot go through automatic route. However, you calculated 1 billion US dollar and then you calculated 400% of your net worth. So whichever is lower is 7,500 crore Indian rupees or 40 crore Indian rupees. So your final deadline is 40 crore Indian rupees. So let's say I am investing only 30 crore Indian rupees. I am investing only 30 crore outside India. It's okay. You are not exceeding any of the limit. You are under both the limit. Now you can go through automatic route. No prior approval of RBI is required. So these two limits are important. Please remember this two limit, that if you are making any financial commitment outside India up to 1 billion US dollar, subject to the limit of 400% of your net worth, then you can go through automatic route. However, if you are exceeding any of this limit, then you compulsorily have to take prior approval of RBI. I hope this point is crystal clear to all of you. Now there's one point given. What do you mean by net worth? This is very easy, that net worth means paid up capital plus free reserve. This is very easy. Yes, madam, very easy. However, if you have to take approval of RBI, how will you take approval of RBI? So just like we studied FDI yesterday, in yesterday FDI's topic, we studied that we have to make application to AD category 1 bank. AD means authorized dealer. So you have to make application to authorized dealer category 1 bank in order to get permission for making ODI. So here one point is given that you have to make application to AD category 1 bank. And you know what, here certain conditions are given that you can make ODI subject to following condition. Here some of the conditions are given. What condition you have to follow in order to make ODI, in order to get approval from RBI? Number one condition is, if Indian party is giving loan or guarantee, which means that you are making financial commitment abroad in the form of debt. See, ODI can be in both form. Now, ODI can be in equity also, debt also. ODI can be in either equity or debt. So, if you are making investment outside India in the form of loan, in the form of debt, then there must be equity participation in that, which means that if you are holding, let's say there is a foreign joint venture company, you want to give loan to that outside joint venture company. In that case, you must have equity in that. You must have equity share capital of that joint venture. Then only you can give loan through automatic route. So here one point is given that if you don't have equity participation, which means you don't have equity share capital of that foreign company, of that joint venture wholly owned subsidiary abroad, you don't have the equity participation and you want to extend loan only, then you compulsorily have to go through approval route. In that case, you can't go through automatic route. So this is one point given. The next point is, if your Indian party who's making investment outside India is in the list of defaulter, then you cannot make ODI. So basically, RBI will check that you should not be defaulter. You should not be in the RBI list of defaulter. Whosoever has done default, RBI maintains a list like RBI exporters caution list or the list of defaulters. So if you are someone who's in the list of defaulter, then you would not be allowed to make investment abroad. So you should not be on the RBI's exporter caution list or the list of defaulter. Next is, you cannot transfer the US dollars or any other currency from your own bank account. Basically, a normal citizen is not authorized to hold the US dollar, or not only US dollar but any other country's foreign currency, So what we have to do, in case we are doing transaction abroad, we are making investment abroad, that money which we are transmitting, that money which we are remitting, that money have to be remitted through the account of AD category 1 bank, authorized dealer. Basically, authorized dealers are the banks who are authorized by RBI to hold the foreign currency or to transfer the foreign currency. A normal citizen is not allowed to hold or transfer the foreign currency. So if you are doing transaction abroad, then that transaction, that money should be routed only through the AD category 1 AD bank, authorized bank. Okay. Next is, see, if you are making investment in the equity shares, that equity shares have to be properly valued by AD category 1 merchant banker. So here one point is given that if you are making participation in the equity share, then you have to get your equity shares valued by AD category 1 merchant banker, by a category 1 merchant banker. Okay, so whenever you are purchasing the equity shares of a foreign company, and that too the investment value is more than 5 million US dollar, then you have to get the shares valued by the category 1 merchant banker. Next is, if you are doing swap of shares means you are giving your share and they are giving their share. Money is not exchanged, as the shares are swapping. Like, I'm giving you this, you give me this. It's like, okay, I'm selling you this phone, instead of paying me rupees, you give me your laptop. So this is like swap, one instead of another. We are just swapping things. So swap of shares means I am purchasing share of foreign company, but in return I am not giving money, I am giving my share. So swap of shares, you give your share, I will give my share. In that case also, it should be valued by category 1 merchant banker. Next is, if you are making investment outside India and you are a partnership firm, then then you compulsorily have to take the RBI approval. So here one point is given that if the investment is made in joint venture or wholly owned subsidiary abroad, means foreign joint venture or outside joint venture wholly owned subsidiary, by a registered partnership firm. Who's making investment? A registered partnership firm. So it will be in order for individual partners to hold shares for or on behalf of the firm. So in that case, who will hold shares on behalf of the firm? The individual partners can hold the shares on behalf of the firm. And later on, you will also study that this partnership firm have to compulsorily go through approval route. Next is, if the Indian party is acquiring shares in the foreign company which is engaged in the bona fide business activity in exchange of ADR GDR. So here one point is given that if we are purchasing shares of a foreign company and in return we are giving ADR GDR. What is ADR GDR? You will study in very detail in your group 2. Basically what happens, let's say here we are not giving money. What we are saying that the foreign entity is giving us shares. We are purchasing share of foreign company, and instead of giving cash, what we do, we give our shares, we give our equity shares in the form of ADR GDR. So in case we are exchanging the foreign shares for ADR GDR, then there are certain conditions that should be listed. Those ADR GDR should be listed in the foreign stock exchange. Foreign stock exchange means stock exchange outside India, which means stock exchange of that particular country. Rest of the points are not very important. If you are reading this much, that's enough. Next is, if you are making investment or foreign commitments in Nepal, if you are making investment in Nepal, then that should be permitted only through Indian rupees. Their payment can be done only by Indian rupees. If you are making financial commitment, then you are not permitted to make financial commitment in overseas entity located in countries identified by FAFT as non-operating countries or territories. There is a FAFT, International Organization Financial Action Task Force, which says that certain countries are non-operative. Like FAFT says that don't do transaction with these countries or don't make investment in these countries. So FAFT has given a list of these countries are non-operative. You cannot make ODI in that country. Example, Pakistan, you cannot make ODI in that country. So these are certain conditions which you have to follow in order to go through automatic route. These are certain conditions which you have to follow. Okay, after that there are certain more condition given. So if you will come here, if you will come in this prohibitions topic, prohibition that certain kind of investments, certain kind of ODIs are not permitted to go through automatic route. In these two cases, you are prohibited to go through automatic route, which means in these two cases, number 1 and number 2, in these two cases, you compulsorily have to go through approval route. You compulsorily have to go through approval route. Number 1, if you are making investment in outside India in the business of real estate or banking, you are making investment outside India and that outside foreign company is engaged in the business of real estate, property dealings or banking business. In that case, you need prior approval of RBI. Without the prior approval of RBI, you cannot make ODI in the business of real estate or banking business. So here one point is given that you are prohibited to make investment in a foreign entity which is engaged in real estate or banking business without the prior approval of RBI, which means that this have to mandatorily go through approval route. You cannot go through automatic route. Next is overseas entities having direct or indirect equity participation in the Indian party. If that overseas entity have any equity participation in Indian party, which means they are holding equity shares of our company, they cannot offer any financial product linked to Indian rupee. What does this mean? There are certain instrument of foreign country in Indian rupees, INR, Indian rupees, like FCCB, foreign currency convertible bonds, like foreign currency rupee exchange, foreign currency rupee exchange rate, stock indices linked to Indian market. There are certain stocks who are linked to Indian market. So if you are dealing with any stock, if they are giving us any stock, any share which is linked to Indian rupees, then they cannot do so without the prior approval of RBI, which means here prior approval of RBI is required. Here in these two cases, case 1 and case 2, automatic route is not allowed. You mandatorily have to go through approval route. You mandatorily have to take approval of RBI. So these are certain prohibition in automatic route. Here also same topic was there, that there are certain condition given for automatic route. However, if you are not following that condition, then you have to take prior approval of RBI, which means you have to go through approval route. We are done with this? Yes, madam. Next is, you know, there are certain more cases given where you have to go through approval route. So here some more cases are given where you cannot go through automatic route. You mandatorily have to go through approval route. So here are some proposal or some cases where prior approval of RBI is required. Prior approval of RBI is required, which means here a list is given. In all these cases also, you cannot go through automatic route. You compulsorily have to take approval of RBI, which means you have to go through approval route. Number one, if you are making overseas investment, ODI, outside investment in energy or natural resources. So just like we studied earlier that if you are making investment ODI in real estate or banking, you have to go through approval route. Here some additional points are given that if you want to invest outside India in energy or natural resource, exceeding the prescribed limit. What is the limit? Remember, limit 1 billion US dollar or 400% of your net worth, whichever is lower. Two limits were there. Yes, that limit only. So if you are making investment in energy or natural resources exceeding the prescribed limit, then you compulsorily have to take RBI approval. Next is if you are making investment outside India, that too in unincorporated entities. Unincorporated entities like partnership firms, they are not incorporated entities. Now they are not separate legal entity. So if you are making overseas investment in unincorporated entities who are engaged in oil sector exceeding the limit, then also you have to take prior approval of RBI. So if you are making investment in overseas unincorporated entities who are engaged in oil sector exceeding the limit of your net worth, that 400% of net worth, yes, then also you need prior approval of RBI. So here numbers of situation are given where you cannot go through automatic route, you compulsorily have to go through approval route. So if in your exam the situations are asked that whether in this case, let's say this case is given and asked that tell us whether this company needs prior approval of RBI or not, then you simply have to understand that yes, here prior approval of RBI is needed. So here we cannot go through automatic route, we have to compulsorily go through approval route. So this is done. Next is if you are making overseas investment who proprietorship concern. If a proprietorship concern is making overseas investment or any unregistered partnership firm, I told you now that if any unregistered partnership firm or a proprietorship firm, single owner is making the investment outside India, can they do so? The answer is yes, they can, but here prior approval of RBI is needed. So if any proprietorship firm in India or unregistered partnership firm in India, they want to make ODI, they can, but here they need prior approval of RBI. Next is if our Indian trust or society who are engaged in some social business like educational, hospital, etc., then they are making, if they are making investment outside India in the same sector, like if we are working in education, then we are also investing outside India in education, then also prior approval of RBI is required. So here point is given if the investment is made by whom? Indian trust or societies, Indian trust or society who's engaged in some of this business like manufacturing, educational, hospital, in the same sector in the joint venture or wholly owned subsidiary, which means here one point is given and that joint venture or wholly owned subsidiary outside India is even engaged in the same sector, then also we have to take the RBI approval. Next is if we are giving corporate guarantee to our step down subsidiary. What do you mean by step down subsidiary? That our subsidiary or our subsidiary is outside India and we are giving guarantee. We are giving guarantee to that our subsidiary. Then for giving that guarantee, it is like in the form of debt. This is not in the form of equity. Giving guarantee is in the form of debt. But still also we studied that ODI includes both, whether you are investing in equity or you are giving debt. So even if you are giving corporate guarantee to your step down subsidiary who is outside India, who's abroad, then also you need prior approval of RBI. So just remember that if you are giving corporate guarantee to your subsidiary, then your prior approval of RBI is required. And next, if you are giving any form of guarantee, if you are giving any form of guarantee to your step down subsidiary, so basically corporate guarantee means for business partnerships, for business. So if you're giving any guarantee for any loan of your step down subsidiary, then that loan can be given only by the prior approval of, only with the prior approval of RBI. Next is if you are restructuring the balance sheet of that joint venture or wholly owned subsidiary by writing off the capital or receivables. Sometimes there are the accumulated losses in the balance sheet of a company. Yes. So if you are restructuring the balance sheet of company to restructure the capital, to write off the lost capital, sometimes there are lost capital which capital is not represented by asset, which means that sometimes when a company incurred a lot of losses, it lost its capital. So what it does, it restructured its balance sheet and reduced the capital as well. So in that case also, like if there is a restructuring, writing of capital or receivables, in that case that can be done only with the prior approval of RBI. Here we are studying the situation in which prior approval of RBI is needed. Next is if we are capitalizing the export. What do you mean by capitalizing the export? We have done export, so in return we will get money. We have done export, in return we will get money. So instead of bringing that money to India, we have done export, let's say to US. And instead of taking money from US, what we are saying, that money you invest in the joint venture outside India only. So let's say there is a party X incorporation in USA. I have done export to that X incorporation. So that X incorporation have to give me money. So what I said, don't give me money. Rather in US, I have a joint venture. Capitalize that money in the joint venture. So this is known as capitalization of export. Instead of bringing money, revenue of export to India, what you do, you invest it outside India only. So that is capitalization of export. For that also prior approval of RBI is needed. Next is proposal from Indian party for undertaking financial commitment without equity contribution. This I have already taught you that if you want to give loan to a joint venture outside India, but you don't have equity participation in that joint venture, which means that you are not holding equity, you have not invested in the equity, but you only want to give loan to that outside India company, then also you need prior approval of RBI. So you have to remember all this situation, that when prior approval of RBI is needed, which means that in all this situation, you cannot go through a automatic route. You compulsorily have to take the prior approval of RBI, prior approval of RBI. And you know what? Before giving approval, RBI will just check few factors, that whether you are working properly now, you are bringing benefits to India now. So RBI will check some factors before granting you approval. So RBI will take into account following factors. RBI will check some factors before granting approval. Prima facie viability, is this investment possible or not, feasible or not. Contribution to that external trade will accrue, which will accrue to India benefits, which means that you are making export, you are investing outside India, it should bring some benefit to India, it should bring some benefit at the country level. So point number 2, it will check whether it is accruing benefits to the India or not. It will check your financial position, business track record, whether you are making profits, whether you are actually able to make investment outside India. So RBI will check your company's financial position and background track record. RBI will check your expertise and experience in the same line of activity. RBI will check how much experience you have. Like if you are a newcomer, then RBI won't allow you to go abroad easily. So that is why RBI will check your expertise, experience. These are some basic points that RBI will check, RBI will take into account before granting approval. Before granting approval. Next is method of funding. What do you mean by method of funding? Method of funding means from where you will bring money. From where you will bring money. Like method of funding means you want to invest money outside India. you want to make ODI, you want to make investment outside India. So where will the money come from? Where will the money come which you will invest outside India? So that those are the method of funding. The very first thing is, let's say I want to make investment in US. So I have to make investment in US dollar. I can't make investment in Indian rupees. I have to make investment in that particular foreign currency. So from where I will bring that foreign currency? From where I will bring that foreign currency to make investment outside India? Let's take example of US. So I want to make investment in US. So for that I need US dollar. I need US dollar. I cannot make investment in Indian rupees. So number one, I am not allowed to keep US dollar with me. Like citizens are not freely allowed to keep foreign currency with them. Who are allowed to keep foreign currency? Authorized dealer bank, AD category 1 bank, who are authorized by RBI to keep foreign currency. So what you have to do, you have to take permission from RBI, you have to withdraw money from the AD category 1 bank, then only you can transfer it. Basically that money have to be transferred through AD category 1 bank. So from where you will bring US dollar? Number one, you can withdraw the US dollar from the AD category 1 bank, AD bank. Okay, so number one source of finance is you can draw the foreign exchange. Foreign exchange means foreign money. So you can draw the foreign exchange. Let's take example US dollar from the AD category 1 bank. Number two, capitalization of export. What does capitalization of export? Same thing. Like, okay, I want to invest, let's say, in equity of joint venture in US. So I need US dollar. What I did, I exported my product in US, and whatever income I earned, that income I said, okay, that income I earned in US dollar, yes, because I made export in USA. So I earned that income in US dollar. Instead of bringing that money to India, what I said, invest that US dollar in my joint venture abroad. So this is known as capitalization of export. Next is swap of shares. Swap of shares means I don't need to actually invest US dollar. What I will do, I will ask that joint venture outside India, you give your shares to me, I will give my shares to you. This is swap of shares, exchange. Swap means exchange of shares. Next is proceeds from ECB. ECB means external commercial borrowing. Basically, when outside people invest in India, when they invest in equity, it is known as FDI, and when they give loan or when they invest in debt of Indian company, that is known as ECB, external commercial borrowing. So that is why we have taken loan. Let's say we have raised loan, or we have raised loan by issue of a document instrument which is known as FCCB, foreign currency convertible bond. So basically these are documents, instruments which are issued outside India to raise loan from outside India. So what we can do, let's say I have raised loan from USA, and from USA I raised loan. That loan is obviously in US dollar. So instead of bringing that money to India, I raised loan from, let's say, US bank, and I asked that US bank to invest that US dollar in my foreign venture abroad, foreign joint venture. So are you getting this point, that I can, from where, what are the sources of funding the US dollar, or what are the sources of funding the foreign exchange? So I can use the proceeds of ECB or FCCB, that is ECB, external commercial borrowing, or foreign currency convertible bond. Next is in issuance of ADR GDR. Again, ADR GDR is like a swap of shares. I am giving my ADR GDR, you give me your shares. So it's like you give me your shares, I will give you my ADR GDR. So ADR GDR as basically document Indian entities issues equity shares to foreign depositories, and then foreign depositories issues ADR GDR to foreign investors. So what we can do, we can say that foreign joint venture, you give me your share, and in exchange of that I will give you my ADR GDR. Or let's say I will give you loan, no, yes, so you give me your share, in exchange I will give you my ADR GDR. So this is like I can fund by issuing ADR GDR. So let's say I issued ADR GDR to foreign investors, and from there I realized some US dollar. That US dollar I invested in the in my joint venture or wholly owned subsidiary outside India. So this is how also I can realize foreign exchange. Foreign exchange means foreign currency, income in foreign currency. Next is balance in EEFC. EEFC. What is EEFC? Listen to this. What happens? Like some people continuously engage in export import. So whenever we want foreign currency, we have to withdraw that money from the AD category 1 bank. We are not allowed to keep foreign currency. Like I have a SDFC bank account. In that SDFC bank account, can I hold foreign currency? No, I can't. So that is why there are some parties who regularly have to deal with the foreign exchange. They have day-to-day business of dealing in foreign exchange. So it would be very burdensome for them to daily go to the bank, to daily go to the AD category 1 bank and withdraw foreign currency from them. So especially for certain entities, it is allowed to open account. Basically, this is like bank account. EEFC, Exchange Earner Foreign Currency Account. It is a bank account in which people are allowed to keep the foreign currency. Just like I have a normal bank account, SDFC bank account, there I can give my Indian rupees balance, Indian account balance. However, if you want to hold a foreign currency, then you have to open EEFC account with AD category 1 bank. And there in that account, you can keep the foreign currency, but everybody is not allowed to open this EEFC account. Only certain people are permitted who regularly deal with the foreign exchange. This you will study in very detail in FEMA. So if your balance is held in EEFC, Exchange Earners Foreign Currency Account, you can use the money from that account in order to fund your joint venture or wholly owned subsidiary outside India. Next is same ADR GDR. So we are done with this point. Funding methods, which means from where you will bring the foreign currency, in order to make investment outside India, in order to make ODI, in order to make investment in joint venture or wholly owned subsidiary outside India. 3 marks question can be asked from this method of funding. So you can remember any 4 to 5 points from this, right? This FDI policy is same as FDI policy we studied in the foreign company chapter. So you can just have a read over it by yourself. In case of any doubt, please do let me know. This FDI topic, foreign direct investment, this topic is similar to the topic of FDI in their foreign company chapter. So we studied this same topic, almost same topic in your foreign company chapter. So just have a read over it, you will understand it very properly. We have covered the similar topic. Next is, if you want to choose location outside India, that okay, I want to make investment outside India, but in which company to make investment? Australia, England, UK. England, UK is basically same. US, Spain, Germany. Which country? Like there are certain issues in choosing location outside India. Which country you should make investment? So what are the factors which you will consider while choosing the location outside India? Number 1, you will check geographical location. You will see infrastructure, which country has a good infrastructure. You will see which company has a good supply chain. You will see which company has sufficient labor. Economic aspect, you will see which company has an ease of doing business, taxation benefits, because obviously this thing you definitely see that you prefer that country where there is a less taxation, where there is a ease of doing business, less government control. So you see which country has a ease of doing business, law relating to taxation, with which country we have double taxation avoidance agreement, which law relating to labor, cost of doing business, all this thing. You check various political aspect, government control, like whether our country is in friendly relation with that foreign country or we are in war. Okay, whether that country is our neighbor company. Social aspects you will check, like interactions between different nations. How is the social or friendly interactions between these two nations? Technology you will see, like Japan has a very good technology. We should invest. If we are planning to make investment in technology, then we should prefer Japan. Like you will see technology, which country has a good IP protection, which company has a good proper power communication technology. So all this aspects you will check before making investment outside India. These are the factors which you should check while making investment outside India, while choosing the location. So this is the topic, issues in choosing location outside India, which is a very laddu topic. Like this is a very laddu topic. Okay, You just have to read the keyword. If I talk about from exam point of view, just memorize the basic points like important keywords. Rest all na you can write in your own language. It's not like you have to copy paste your answer of book in your exam. No, you don't need to copy paste the whole book. No, you can remember the keywords. Inside matter you can write on your own, like understand, and you can write on your own. So just don't read, don't memorize, don't just by heart everything. Understand first and then try to memorize only the keywords, the headings, and rest all you can write in your own language, right? So with this we are done with this topic, which is setting up of business outside India. The next topic is a very small topic, producer company. Basically, in your ICSI study material, it's a part of your chapter number 2, which is types of companies. But I have taught you 2 type of companies separately. That is 3 type of company, like foreign company, like producer company, and Nidhi company. We are done with Nidhi company and foreign company. Producer company is a 1-pager topic. Like you can see, this is a 1-pager topic. Very easy. 1-pager topic. So it's like a very laddu topic. Producer company, it's in your ICSI material. This topic is given in your chapter number 2. Mehboobi Singh favorite chapter. Okay. Great. So now starting with the next chapter, which is producer company. So I'll give you a brief introduction about this chapter so that you will develop idea about this topic. See what happens. Basically, this company is for farmers who are doing agriculture activity, who are doing production activity, who are producing this grains and all, who are doing harvesting, cultivation, all this. So basically, this company are made. The concept of producer company is made for the protection of farmers, that even they can do their business by making a company. So it's not feasible for them to make an ordinary private or public company. So separately a concept of producer company has come for the benefit of these farmers, who are engaged in primary produce. Primary produce means the products which you produce by agriculture, by doing agriculture and all. So that is known as primary produce. So there is a proper definition of primary produce given, which we will study, and all these farmers can join together and they can form a separate company. Basically, this is like an association. So let's say there are 10 farmers who are finding difficult to purchase machinery for cultivation and all, who are finding it very difficult to procure various fertilizers and all, and who are finding it very difficult to sell their agricultural produce. To sell, let's say they produce grains, lots of grains, rice, wheat, etc. Now they are finding it very difficult to sell it. So they can join together and they can form a producer company. Then 10-15 farmers, they can join together like an association and they can form a producer company. And what is the purpose of this forming this producer company? Basically, this producer company can help them grow their agriculture activity, do their proper agriculture business, sell their product, to acquire various raw material or machineries, or expertise. They can get various trainings. So basically the concept of this producer company is introduced for the benefit of farmers. So let's say there are 10 farmers. They have joined together and they have made a producer company. So this is how they can benefit each other, like by helping each other. One farmer has let's say machinery, so he will share that machinery with all the other 9 farmers. And let's say other farmer has good fertilizer, so he will share that fertilizer with all the other farmer. So this is how they can join together, and with the mutual benefit and assistance they can help each other. So this is the concept of producer company. There is a proper chapter in the Companies Act 2013 for forming a producer company, and basically this producer company will benefit only its member. So let's say there are 10 farmers, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so let's say these are 10 farmers. They have joined together and they have formed one producer company. So these people will be called as members of this producer company. And this producer company will work for the benefit of its members only, Now, here one point is given that this producer company is always in the form of private company. Why? Because like this is like a small company, 10-15 producers join together and they form a small company, producer company. These companies are very small in nature, formed by a small farmers. We cannot say that this is a public company. Why? Because a public company is subject to lot of compliances. So that is why we said that this producer company can always be formed in the nature of private company, so that they can get relaxation. Why? Because private company has a various relaxation with respect to compliance. Public company is subject to lot of compliance, but a private company is restricted to a limited compliance only. And this is, since this is formed by small farmers, this is very small in nature, in size. So that is why producer company is always in the form of private company. And it is always limited by shares. Because if farmers liability will be unlimited, from where they will bring money? They are basically like daily they earn and they eat, they don't keep a lot of reserves, so they are not a very rich people, so their liability is always limited by reserve. So I am telling you few basic points about the producer company. If I talk about the producer company is a separate body corporate, which means it have a separate legal entity, and it is always in the form of private limited company, but without any limit on member. There is no limit on member. Even in producer company there can be more than 200 member, like 300 farmer can join together and they can form one producer company, but still it will always be in the form of private limited company. So this is basically exception, that in producer company there can be unlimited member, still it will be a private company. There will not be a limit of maximum 200 member in case of producer company. So producer company will always be in the form of private limited company, but without any limit on maximum member, which means that in case of producer company there can be unlimited member, and producer company is always in the form of public company. Sorry. It can never become public company. It is always in the form of private company. It can never be public company. And producer company shall have liability limited by shares. So these are the few things I already taught you. Basically, who are the producer? Producer can form a producer company. So here one point is given. Before starting these points, let me introduce you with the chapter. There is a proper chapter introduced in Companies Act 2013. The name of the chapter is 21A. And this chapter covers section 378A to 378ZU. So basically, you know what, these sections were introduced between 378 and 379. So what we did, 378A, 378B, 378C and so on. So this chapter covers section 378A to 378ZU. Basically, we don't have to study everything. We have to study only two sections, 378 ABC, mostly B and C basically. So there is a proper chapter with respect to producer company which is introduced recently in 2020. Prior to that, there was no chapter for producer company in 2013 Act. So before 2020, we used to follow 1956 Act for producer company, right? So here now come to section 378C. Section 378C talks about formation of producer company, that if you want to form producer company, then how many farmer can join together and form a producer company. Basically here farmers we call producers. We call them producers, like those people who are engaged in activity connected with or related to primary produce. Primary produce means basically agriculture produce, handloom, all this activity. So this comes in primary produce. So at least 10 or more producer can join together to form a producer company. So which means that in order to form a producer company, there must be minimum 10 or more member. So minimum 10 or more member. Or you know what, even there are producer institutions, those institutions can also make producer company. So if producer institution are making producer company, then there should be minimum 2 or more producer institution. If individual producer are forming producer company, then there should be minimum 10 or more member. However, if producer institution are forming producer company, then there should be minimum 2 or more member, or combination of both. Combination of both means there are 10 member, 2 producer institution. This can also be happen. This can also happen, and they are desirous of forming producer company for its object specified in 378b. They may form a producer company. Now question is, what are the objects? What are the objects for forming a producer company? From this question can be asked, like 4-mark question can be asked. Objects of producer company, which is given in 378b. So 378b objects are given. I already told you the object, that basically people form producer companies. People form producer companies to benefit each other, like to benefit the producers in their activity, in their agriculture activity, in purchasing the machinery, in providing them education, providing them training, by selling their product, marketing their product, etc. So all these benefits are given by a producer company to its members, to its producers. So that is why this is the object of forming producer company. So what are the objects of producer company? Right, so producer company is formed to facilitate, to help the producer, to help the members in following activities. What all activities? In production, in harvesting, grading, pooling, handling, marketing, selling, export of their primary produce. Primary produce means their agricultural produce. Next is processing, like drying, distilling, brewing, canning, packaging, etc. So after we do agriculture, we harvest the product, we dry it, distill it, brew it. So basically all these things. Next is manufacture and supply of machinery equipment. For doing agriculture, for drying, distilling, all these things, we need machineries. So producer company's object is to help in providing these machineries to farmers, providing them education, providing them technical services, providing them power. Power means electricity. They need electricity na. So for generating and giving power. Next is giving insurance to their product. Sometimes we are not able to sell the product, so it goes waste. So it helps in providing insurance of the primary produce. Okay. In promoting technique of mutuality and mutual assistance. Mutuality and mutual assistance means helping each other. Obviously, producer company is based in the concept of helping each other. Like 10 producer can join together and they can help each other. So that is why it is based on mutual assistance. Welfare, providing welfare facilities to its member. Any other activity which is necessary to fulfill the above requirements. Next is financing, providing them loan, etc. So all these are the object of a producer company. Secondly, here it is given that it may be clarified that every producer company shall deal primarily with the produce of its active members for carrying out any of its object in the section above. Here one point is given that there are active members. Who are active members? Basically there is a proper definition given. You don't need to go in very detail because this chapter 1 page is given. Basically there are certain active members who are actively engaged in the working of the producer company, and producer company should primarily deal with the produce of active members. That means producer company should primarily sell their products, market their products of active members who are carrying out any of the objects specified above. We are done with this chapter, producer company. Basically one definition is given. Cooperative society means any society registered under state law. Because cooperative society is a state subject, for cooperative society there is no central law. So every cooperative societies are registered as per their respective state law. Next is change of registered office. If you want to change the registered office of the producer company from one state to another, let's say I want to change the registered office of a producer company from Chhattisgarh to Karnataka. We want to change the registered office from one state to another. Then for that we have to follow the normal process for ordinary company. Remember, we studied the process of shifting of registered office from one place to another in our chapter number alteration of MOA. In our chapter alteration of MOA, we studied there that what is the procedure you have to follow for shifting of your registered office from one state to another. There we studied, yes, so that you have to again follow here. Next is investment in general reserve. So if a producer company want to make investment out of its general reserve, so general reserve are like your piggy bank, so the company, producer company, have some general reserve. Can it make investment, by taking the money from the general reserve? The answer is yes. But obviously producer company, it's like hard earned money of the producers. You can put that money only in the safe investments, not in the risky investment. So there are some investments given, there are some area given that you can invest, the money of the from the general reserve of the producer company only in any of the following area, like basically you can invest that money in the safe securities, not risky securities. So you can make that investment in the bonds issued by government, securities or bonds issued by government. Basically government securities are very safe. You can invest in cooperative bank, or you can keep it in a cooperative bank, you can keep it in a normal schedule bank. Obviously, like if you're keeping it in a bank, it's like the safest. Next, you can invest in the securities of Indian Trust Act. Even the securities of Indian Trust Act are safe. You can invest in shares and securities of cooperative society. You can even invest in the shares of cooperative society, or you can invest in the shares of securities of any PFI, example LIC, UTI, IDFC. So you can invest in all these places. Apart from this, no other place you can invest. So if you want to invest from the general reserve of the producer company, you can invest in any of the following area. With this, we are done with your topic of producer company. Now we will start with one more topic, that is that is different form of business organization and its registration. See, two chapters are left. Number one is NBFC and number two is number one NBFC and number two business collaboration. So I'll put a video of this. You can watch that video for the revision. Easy chapters. NBFC is not easy. NBFC is technical. Business collaboration is easy chapter. Business collaboration is very easy. So there is a short video, 1 hour or 1.5 hours it may be. So there is a video of this. I'll put a video of this business collaboration and this NBFC. So you can revise these two topics from that video, NBFC and business collaboration. So this is how we will complete our whole part A. We have revised all the other chapters. Now we are going to revise the last chapter of this topic, which is different form of business organization and its registration. Now we are going to revise with our topic of different form of business organization and its registration. This is the last chapter. These two topics I'll put a video, and that's how our party will get completed. After that we will do part C, and after part C we will do part B, right? So now let's start with our last chapter, that is different form of business organization and its registration. Come to the chapter different form of business organization and its registration. Come to this chapter different form of business organization and its registration. Okay. So in this chapter, different form of business organization and its registration, Basically, we will learn about registration of sole proprietorship, partnership, HUF, and multi-state cooperative society, which is known as MSCS. Multi-state cooperative society, which is known as MSCS. We will study this 4 topic: sole proprietorship, partnership, HUF, and multi-state cooperative society. These 2 topics we are going to study in this chapter. And trust me, this is a very easy chapter. Basically, these 3 topics are laddu. Sole proprietorship, partnership, and HUF is laddu. Only the difficult topic is MSCS. MSCS means multi-state cooperative society. This is a bit difficult topic. Otherwise, all the other 3 topics are very easy. So this 3 topic will be done in like seconds. We will take time in this MSCS. So now if I talk about the sole proprietorship, what do you mean by sole proprietorship? We are studying since class 11th that sole proprietorship means when a person is doing business individually and he is not a registered entity. Merit of sole proprietorship, very easy. See, just read and memorize these keywords. Rest all you can write in your own language. You don't need to memorize each and every line. No. Inside matter you can write in your own language. Just try to remember the keywords, and basically which is very easy. Merits. What is it? Merit. Number 1, easy formation. No registration required. Better control because there is single owner. Sole beneficiary of profit. All the profits in one pocket. Benefit of small scale, there is a small scale operation, so there will be benefit. Inexpensive management, no much cost involved. Limitation, there are certain limitation also of sole proprietorship, like limitation in management skill because there is only one person. Limitation in resources because capital is invested only by one person. Unlimited liability, very big drawback. Lack of continuity because as soon as the proprietor dies, the business ends. So here one point is given that these are the limitation of sole proprietorship. And trust me, just read the heading. Rest all you can write in your own language because you understand what is this. You are reading this since your class 11th. Now coming towards the process of formation of sole proprietorship. Is there any registration required? No formal registration is required. No deed, no agreement, no registration is required for forming a sole proprietorship. However, there are certain other registration required depending upon your situation. Like, if you want, you can get registered as MSME if you want to get tax benefits and all. If applicable, you have to take shops and establishment registration if you are opening a shop or a commercial office. So there are certain other registration which you have to take depending upon your nature of business. But for registering a sole proprietorship, no formal registration is required. Nothing is required. But if you are opening a shop also, shop or office, you have to take shops and establishment registration. If you are subject to professional tax, then you have to take professional tax registration. You can register as MSME or SSI. It's your wish if you want to take benefits of this MSME. If your turnover is exceeding 20 crores or whatever, 20 lakhs or whatever is the limit, so in that case you have to get mandatory GST registration also if your turnover is exceeding, if you are liable to pay GST. Intellectual property laws, if you have developed some new invention or then you have to get patent registration. If you have a unique brand name, you have to get trademark registration. So these registrations you require depending upon your nature of business, depending upon the situation. However, no deed or no arrangement is required for the sole proprietorship registration. Now coming towards partnership. What is partnership? Very easy. It is the combination of 2 or more persons where 2 or more partners jointly agree to do the business. That is partnership. In partnership, basically the definition is given that partnership is the relation between partners who have agreed to share the profit carried on by all or one of them acting for all, which means that either one partner can act on behalf of all other or all partners can act. What is the maximum limit on the number of partners? There can be maximum 50 partners. There is a limit that there can be maximum 50 partners in a partnership firm. There cannot be more than 50 partners in a partnership firm. It is given in companies miscellaneous rules. Okay, minimum 2 partners, maximum 50 partners. This is very easy. Yes. There is a concept partnership by holding out. This I will discuss along with types of partnership. There is a concept of dissolution of firm. What do you mean by dissolution of firm? Dissolution of firm means closing the firm. So when there is a dissolution between all the partners, means, let's take an example that there are 3 partners A, B and C. And let's take example, all of them died. A also died, B also died, C also died. So now there is no partner existing to carry on the business. This dissolution among all the partner is known as dissolution of the firm. However, I am giving you a second example, that let's say there are three partners, A, B and C. Only A died, B and C are still in existence, they are still surviving and they are still carrying on the business. So this will not be called as dissolution of firm. This will also, this will only be known as dissolution of partnership. This will not known as dissolution of partnership firm. So dissolution of firm means dissolution of partnership between all the partner. Dissolution of partnership between all the partners. And as you all know, for the insolvency of partnership firm, where we have to go to the IBC, because IBC is the common code which talks about insolvency of individual also, insolvency of partnership also, insolvency of companies also. So basically this is given in chapter 3 of IBC, which is not in your course, which you don't have to study now. What are the features of a partnership? Very easy. There must be there is an agreement between the partner, that is known as partnership agreement, which may be oral, which may be written. In case it is written, that document is known as partnership deed. So there is a partnership agreement among partner, which may be oral or written. Engagement in business, all the partners engage in business. Sharing, there is a sharing of profit and loss. Agency, why? Because all the partners are agent of the other partner as well as principal. So all the partner act as an agent as well as principal of the other partner. Unlimited liability, all partners liability is unlimited. Common management, there is a common management, all the partners or one of them act for all. Either all the partners commonly jointly manage the business or one of them act for all. Restriction on transfer of shares. Transfer of shares means transfer of ownership. In partnership firm, you can transfer your ownership only with the consent of all the partners. So let's say I don't want to become the partner. I want to make Mehboobi partner in place of me. So for that I need consent of all the partners. Registration is not compulsory, it's optional. Duration means the time for which the partnership is done, and depending upon the duration, partnership can be of three types: partnership at will, particular partnership, or partnership of a fixed duration. Fixed duration means, let's say we are forming partnership for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, that is fixed duration, fixed period. What do you mean by particular partnership? Means partnership for a particular venture. Like if you see any movie, like people do partnership only for a particular project. Let's say we have a project of building a dam, and we have done partnership only for that building a dam, and when the dam will be built, after that our partnership will end. So particular partnership means partnership for a particular project or a particular venture. Next is partnership at will, which means unlimited. There is no time limit. Like partnership will be existence till our will, till we wish to do the partnership. So it's like partnership at will. It's like a perpetual partnership. Partnership at will means perpetual partnership. There is no fixed term. We will continue business as long as we want. There is no particular deadline or no particular tenure. So this is known as partnership at will. Now talking about the types of partners. There are four type of partner: active partner, sleeping or dormant partner, nominal partner, partnership by holding out. Active partner means who's actively participating in the business, who's managing the day-to-day business. Sleeping partner means he is not managing the business, he is not involved in day-to-day business. He don't care what is happening in the partnership, or how much business we are doing, how much profit we are making. He don't care, he don't take part in the management. He has just invested the money, he has just invested the capital. So there are certain partners who have just invested the capital, they don't see the management, they don't take care of the management. Those partners are known as sleeping or dormant partners. Next is nominal partner. Nominal means for namesake. There are certain partners who have just given their name to the firm. They have neither invested capital nor taking part in the management. Like if I say this, in this active partnership there is also capital investment. Like if I take about capital investment, and part in management, taking part in management. So this active partner also make capital investment, also take part in management. If I talk about this sleeping partner, he make capital investment but he don't take part in the management. If I talk about normal partner, Nominal partner. He neither make capital investment nor take part in the management. He only land his name. Only land his name. Let's say there are some people now who are very famous. Let's say Amitabh Bachchan has just given his name to the firm, so that to increase the reputation of the firm. That is known as nominal partner. He's just for the namesake his partner. He have neither invested capital nor taking part in the management. Next is partnership by holding out. Here also no capital investment, no part in the management. But holding out means you are holding yourself in the public that you are the partner. You are showing people that you are the partner. So let's say I am, there is a firm Salman Khan and Associates, and I am showing people, you know what, I am partner with Salman Khan. I am partner in the firm of Salman Khan. And by showing people that I am the partner in the firm of Salman Khan, I have raised money from people. I have said, okay, give me 1 crore, give me 1 crore. I am also the partner in Salman Khan firm. Instead of giving Salman Khan firm, Salman Khan and Associates, you can give that 1 crore to me because I am also the partner in that firm. So I am showing to the public that I am the partner. Now you know what? Court will hold you to be a partner. It's like partnership by estoppel. Estoppel means you promised, you showed that you are partner. Now you will be considered as partner, and you have to return that 1 crore to that particular bechara party, that aggrieved party. So this is partnership by holding out. That if you're showing yourself in the public that I am the partner, then court will say, you were showing now you are partner, now you will be deemed to be the partner. That is partnership by holding out. I hope this point is crystal clear to all of you. Can a minor become a partner? The answer is no. Minor cannot become a partner in the partnership deed. Why? Because minor is not competent to contract. However, there is one exception, that minor can be admitted only to the benefits of the partnership. Minor can be admitted only to the benefits of the partnership. What are the advantages of partnership? Very easy. Easy formation, pooling of financial, since there are more than one partner, so the financial resources can be pulled from all the partners. Pooling of managerial skills. This is not stalls. Basically, this is skills, managerial skills. So one point is given that since there are more than one person, so they can help in bringing the different managerial skills. Balanced business decision, the multiple people can discuss and they can take balanced business decision. Sharing of risk, multiple people can share the risk. What is the limitation of partnership? Uncertainty of existence. There is no uncertainty of existence. Why? Because since if all the partner dies, then partnership will come to an end. Next, there is a risk in implied authority. Why? Because there is unlimited liability. All the partners' liability is unlimited. Risk of disharmony. Disharmony means quarrel. Let's say one partner is saying another thing, second partner is saying another thing, and they quarrel with each other. So there is a risk of disharmony. Difficulty in withdrawal from the firm. So if you want to withdraw your money, your capital, it's not easy. You have to take consent of all the partners for that. Limitation in lack of institutional confidence, since these are unregistered, so not banks or FI don't have very much confidence in this, and they don't prefer giving loan or credit facilities to partnership firm. Difficulty in expansion, since they are limited member, the maximum partner can be 50. So there is a limitation of maximum partner. So there is a difficult to expand the business. You can expand your partnership only to a certain extent. After that, if you want to expand your business, you have to go for company form of business. So there is difficulty in expansion. Partnership deed. What do you mean by partnership deed? It is basically a written partnership agreement among all the partner. So whenever all the partner enter into partnership agreement, they may execute it in writing, and that written partnership agreement is known as partnership deed. In all the partnership deed, all the rights and duties are mentioned, all the terms and conditions of partnership are mentioned, so that they will be helpful in case of dispute. What all information you will write in partnership deed? Very easy, like definitions, how much investment capital will be invested by different partners, which method of accounting you will follow, what are the duties of partners, how they will make withdrawal of money. If you want to expel any partner, how can you expel? Dissolution, arbitration, that in case of any dispute we will go to arbitrator. So these are all the matters which have to be incorporated in the partnership deed. Partnership form. Partnership, as you all know, for partnership there is a particular law that partnership forms are governed by Indian Partnership Act 1932. and it is not compulsory to register your partnership form. It is optional. It is optional, but you know what, it is recommended to get your partnership form registered, because if you don't register your partnership form, then you have to face certain drawbacks, certain disadvantage. Like if you don't register your partnership form, if your partnership form is unregistered, then you know what, a partner cannot file a case or suit against the firm, or a firm cannot file a suit against outsider. Like a firm don't have right to file a suit against outsider, no outsider can file a suit against firm, and neither a partner can file a suit against the firm. So this is the disadvantage of an unregistered firm. Right, cannot be enforced in the court of law by or on behalf of the firm against the third party. So if the firm want to sue any third party, firm cannot. Why? Because you are unregistered. Further, there is a one point that if there is a dispute, you want to set off any money, then unregistered firm will not be allowed to set off any money. Like if let's say I have to take 1 crore from third party and firm has to give 1 crore, so it's like set off. No, set off is not allowed. A firm or any of its partner cannot claim a set off benefit, means adjustment, if that firm is unregistered. So these are certain, you can write here, drawbacks of unregistered firm. Drawbacks of unregistered firm. So here one point is given. Next is registration under income tax. Obviously you are running a partnership firm. In the name of partnership firm, you have to take income tax registration, and you have to take a separate PAN card in the name of your firm, and also you have to open a bank account, basically current account you have to open. If you are opening a partnership, you have to open a current account in the name of that partnership firm. We are done about the partnership firm. Next is HUF. Very easy. Joint Hindu Undivided Family Business. So first of all, what are the laws governing HUF? There is a no proper law which governs HUF. Just like for partnership, there is the Indian Partnership Act. For company, there is the Companies Act. However, for HUF, there is no proper law made in India. They operate according to various Hindu laws. Okay, majorly Hindu Succession Act. So partnership is a different form of organization peculiar to India, which means it is HUF. Sorry, HUF is a distinct form of organization peculiar in India. This is famous in India only. This is the unique concept of India. And you know what? In HUF, you get membership by birth or by marriage. So basically, in Hindu undivided family, all the members of a particular family become the member of that HUF. And how can you acquire the membership? You can acquire membership by birth or by marriage. Like if you are born in that family, by virtue of being taking birth, you will become member of that HUF, or by marriage. Like there is a HUF of Mr. X family, Mr. X family, Mr. X and family. So let's say there is a son of Mr. X, Junior X. Now you got married to Mr. X, you became Mrs. X. By just virtue of marrying this person, you will become a member of this family. So you will become a member of HUF. So in HUF, membership can be acquired either by birth or by marriage to the male person. And in HUF, there is one senior most male member. That person is known as Karta, and all other members are known as co-partners. So one, there is a senior most male member who's known as Karta, and all the other members are known as co-partners. Okay, so even two or more families can make a joint HUF. So if there, let's say there are two families, they together want to make a HUF, can they make? The answer is yes. Even two families can make a joint HUF. For HUF, there are two old schools in India. One is Daya Bhaga, which is prevalent in West Bengal, Assam, or West Bengal and Assam, and other is Mitakshara. So there are two schools of Hindu law. Basically, this HUF is governed by Hindu law now. So there are two schools of HUF. Number one is Daya Bhaga, another one is Mitakshara. Daya Bhaga, Mitakshara. Daya Bhaga is prevalent in Bengal and Assam, and Mitakshara is prevalent in rest of the country. So there is a law Mitakshara. According to that, there is a son's right by birth in the property of the joint family. It means a son born in the family, he can acquire the interest in that property. There is a Hindu law, which is Mitakshara law, which says that there is only son's right. Like if you're a son, you are born in a family, then just by virtue of your birth, you will become a member of that HUF, and you will be entitled to the properties of that HUF. So this is the old Mitakshara law. Now even a female member will be the member of HUF. So both the person, son, daughter, everybody will be the member of HUF. And I already told you that there is one point given that there is a senior most male member who manage the HUF. So there is a senior most male member. So this HUF is controlled and managed by one person who is called Karta or manager, and all other party are known as co-partners. And however, the liability of Karta is unlimited and liability of all other members is limited. If I talk about liability of Karta is unlimited, but liability of all other member is unlimited. Characteristics of HUF very easy. It is governed by Hindu law. Hindu law are basically Daya Bhaga and Mitakshara. Management is done by Karta. Other members can also help Karta, but it is the Karta's responsibility. Membership by birth or by marriage. Liability. Karta's liability is unlimited. However, liability of co-partners is unlimited. Okay. Permanent existence. Death, lunacy, or insolvency of any member does not affect the existence of HUF, which means that even if a member dies, doesn't mean HUF will close. HUF has a permanent existence. Implied authority of Karta, which means that if you want to do any contract in the name of HUF, who has authority to enter into that contract? Karta. So Karta has authority to enter into contract on behalf of HUF. Can a minor become partner in HUF? The answer is yes. Obviously now. Minor can become partner. Why? Because by virtue of your birth, just by virtue of your birth, you can become the partner. Next is dissolution. Dissolution means if any single member want, can they dissolve the HUF? The answer is no. If any single member want, they cannot dissolve the HUF. It can be dissolved only with the consent of all the member of the family. What are the benefits of HUF? Easy to start, efficient management. There is a proper secrecy since only Karta manage the business. Prompt decision since Karta can only take the decision without discussing to any other person. Economy. There is a benefit of economy because Karta spends the money, so it can be like a well balanced decision. Credit facilities. HUF can here one point is given, since the liability of Karta is unlimited, it helps him in raising the credit facilities. Natural love between members. In joint Hindu undivided family business, it is the natural love and affection between the members which helps them to run their business effectively and smoothly. Freedom in regarding selection. They have complete freedom in regarding selection of business, that they want to do their business in which activity. Next is Huf deed. So when you have to enter into HUF, you have to make a deed, HUF deed. But is that compulsory? The answer is no. Making HUF deed is not compulsory, but it's suggested to make the HUF deed so that if in case of dispute, it can be referred to. So creation of HUF deed is not compulsory. It's not compulsory. It's optional. And if you are preparing a deed, HUF deed, that should be in the stamp paper. And here one point is given, that what do you mean by HUF? It is a written HUF deed. It is a written formal document where all the name of Karta and the name of co-partner are mentioned. The senior most, eldest most male member is the Karta, and the name of the members are given. Name of HUF is given. Okay, and the name of HUF is usually in the name of Karta. Like the senior most male member is let's say Amitabh Bachchan. So it will be like Amitabh Bachchan HUF. Like Ram Kumar HUF, just an example. So here HUF deed also states the capital, how much capital will be invested, and a declaration by the Karta and each member that Karta has authority to accounts and Karta has right to govern all the transaction. It is usually in rubber stamp, and along with the this deed, you should, along with getting it in the stamp paper, you should also get notarized from the notary public. Apart from that, you have to register this deed with the proper authority. You have to obtain the PAN number, open a bank account. So all this thing you have to do. What are certain merit consideration? Certain additional point are given with respect to HUF, that one person cannot form a HUF. Obviously, like in family, there should be at least 2 persons. One person cannot form HUF. HUF is automatically created at the time of marriage. So it's not like since you are marrying, you don't have to become a partner. Since by virtue of your marriage, you will become a member of that HUF. Okay. Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, Sikhs, they can form HUF. This HUF can be formed by Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, 6. Okay, and how does the HUF acquires properties or assets? Usually it is acquired by way of gift, by taking a gift from people, but under a will. So let's say one person is dying, and before dying in his will, he has given his property to HUF. So by will or ancestral property, or property acquired by the sale of joint family property. So if they are acquiring any property by sale, by gift, by will, then by all these three methods, property can be acquired. So with this, we are done with this topic, HUF, which was a very easy topic. And now starting an important topic, which is basically a multi-state cooperative society. Multi-state cooperative society is an important topic. Are we clear with this? Multi-state cooperative society is an important topic, and it's a bit technical. Multi-state cooperative society is an important topic, and it's a bit technical. So you must understand this properly. I'll explain this in a very easy manner. Like, what do you mean by multi-state cooperative society? So this is the last topic of this chapter, multi-state cooperative society. What do you mean by multi-state cooperative society? Multi-state cooperative society means it is a cooperative society which does its business in multiple states. Multiple states means more than one states. So if you're operating your cooperative society in more than one states, that is multi-state cooperative society. And the purpose of forming this multi-state cooperative society is for the benefit of its member. So basically this is formed for the mutual assistance, for the benefit of its member. And a very important point, that this multi-state cooperative society are formed for the benefits of its member, for the benefits of its member. So here one point is given, that let's say you formed a multi-state cooperative society for doing the farming business. So specific, for any specific purpose, you can form a multi-state cooperative society. Like just for doing the farming business, you have formed a farming cooperative society. For providing loan or credit facilities, you have made a credit cooperative society. For doing the agriculture activity, you have made an agriculture cooperative society. For doing the real estate activity, you have made a real estate cooperative society. Or for doing the like a dairy farm business, like a milk product business, you have formed a dairy farm cooperative society, transport cooperative society, or solar cooperative society. So what are cooperative society? Cooperative society are formed for some specific purpose. Cooperative societies are formed for some specific purpose, and they operate in more than one state. In order to form a cooperative society, there is one act made, like Multi-State Cooperative Societies Act, MSCS Act. Okay, we are done with this. Now there is one point given, that obviously the purpose of forming this MSCS is to mutual aid, is to give mutual aid, means mutual help. The members of this MSCS gives mutual help to each other, mutual assistance. And it is a body corporate having a limited liability. It is a body corporate having a limited liability. So here one point is given, and another point is given, minimum how many members can form a multi-state cooperative society. There should be, if they are individual person, there should be minimum 50 persons signing the document, signing the application for multi-state cooperative society. You want to form a multi-state cooperative society, so what you have to do, you have to get registered with the government. You have to get the registered with your respective authority of central authority, registrar of cooperative societies. So how many people can make application? If they are individual people, natural people, then there should be minimum 50%. Minimum 50% making application for the registration of multi-state cooperative societies from each of the state. Each of the state means, let's say I want to start my multi-state cooperative society in two states, in Chhattisgarh and Karnataka. So this 50 people should be from both the states. From Chhattisgarh also, some people should be from Chhattisgarh, some should be from Karnataka. From each of the state means each of the state in which we are forming a multi-state cooperative society. So multi-state cooperative society means a cooperative society which is operating in more than one states now. So that is why here one point is given, that let's say I want to start my cooperative society in Chhattisgarh and Karnataka. So this member should be divided, member should be also from Chhattisgarh and from Karnataka also, right? So there should be at least 50% from each of the state. However, you know what, two or more cooperative societies can also form a multi-state cooperative society. Let's say this is 5 cooperative society, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These 5 are cooperative society. This is in Chhattisgarh, this is in Karnataka, this is in West Bengal, this is in Chhattisgarh, this is in Karnataka. Let's say I'm just taking example. So these 5 are cooperative society. Even they can form one multi-state cooperative society. Why? This one cooperative society is in Chhattisgarh, this one cooperative society is in Karnataka, this one cooperative society is in West Bengal. So don't you think they can join together and they can form a multi-state cooperative society? Yes, they can. So if any cooperative societies are forming a multi-state cooperative society, then there should be minimum 5 cooperative societies. Minimum 5 cooperative societies should join together to form a multi-state cooperative society, which should be signed by the duly authorized representative of those 5 multi-state cooperative society. What are the benefits? Benefits are very easy. Like it helps in providing loan at the very low rate of interest to its member. It operates on pan-India basis. Why? Because it can start its branches in multiple states now. So it can operate on pan-India basis. There is very less compliance. Yes. And basically it belongs to member who are at the same time the owner and the customer. In multi-state cooperative society, the one who are members, they are only the owners and they are only the customers, because the multi-state cooperative society operates for the benefits of its members only, right? So here now one registration process of multi-state cooperative society is given. What is the registration process of multi-state cooperative society? Basically you have to give application to Central Registrar of Cooperative Society, New Delhi. Why central? Why not state? Because you are operating in multiple states. So you have to give application to Central Registrar. So you have to give application in Form 1 to Central Registrar of Cooperative Society. Along with that, you have to attach certain documents like the certificate from the bank that yes, you have sufficient balance, credit balance in your bank. You have to give your scheme. What are your future projects? What is your scheme? For which purpose you are forming the cooperative society. You have to give 4 copies of your bylaws. Bylaws means you have to give copies of your rules and regulations. You have to give the proposed area of your operation in 2 states only, in minimum 2 states. Here one point is given that you should give the area, that in which area you will operate, and obviously there should be minimum 2 states because you are forming a multi-state cooperative society. List of 50 members, there should be minimum 50 members. List of 50 members, because in order to form a multi-state cooperative society, there should be minimum 50 members, along with a copy of their ID proof, and their ID proof duly should be attested by the chief promoter of the multi-state cooperative society. You also have to submit a copy of resolution. You have to pass a resolution approving the formation of multi-state cooperative society. So along with that, you also have to give a contact number, email address of the chief promoter or the security. So all this document you have to attach along with application. However, if you are forming a multi-state cooperative society for thrift or credit, which means for providing credit facility to your member, or you are forming cooperative society for multi-purpose, which means let's say I want to operate for agriculture also, for credit facilities also. Multi-purpose means more than one purpose, 2 or more purpose. So if you're forming a cooperative society either for multiple purpose or for credit purpose, then 2 additional documents are required. Number 1, NOC from the Registrar of Cooperative Societies of your state. Number 2, you have to get a certificate from the chief promoter. You have to get a certificate from the chief promoter, which should be verified by the Registrar of Cooperative Societies of state where the head office is situated. You have to get a certificate about the credentials, which means you have to give a certificate where you will certify the details about the promoter, certified promoter, chief promoter of the multi-state cooperative society, and you have to get it verified, which means signed by the Registrar of Cooperative Society of that state. Now here one point is given that the application should be signed by how many people? वैसे तो we have studied that application should be signed by minimum 50%. So in case multi-state cooperative society is formed by members, individual members, then it should be signed by 50%. If you are forming a multi-state cooperative society and multi-state cooperative society are formed by individual members, then we need sign of minimum 50 member from each of the state. Each of the state means each of the state where we are planning to open the multi-state cooperative society. Next is if the members are authorized representative sorry, if the members are cooperative society, if two or more, if let's say 5 or more cooperative societies are forming a multi-state cooperative society, then we need sign off at least 5 such societies, at least 5 such societies as are not registered in the same state, which means that those 5 cooperative societies should not be registered in the same state, they should be from different state. Let's say if there are 5 cooperative societies from Chhattisgarh only, can they form a multi-state cooperative society? The answer is no. Why? Because they are operating in one state only, na. So if multiple cooperative societies are forming a multi-state cooperative societies, then they should be from different state. Let's say one cooperative society is of Chhattisgarh, one cooperative society is of Karnataka. Now, can they form a multi-state cooperative society? Yes, because they are registered in different state. So if cooperative societies are forming, we need sign of at least 5 authorized representative of at least 5 societies who are not registered in the same state, which means who are registered in the different state. Next is, you know what? One multi-state cooperative societies and other cooperative societies can also form a multi-state cooperative society. So let's take an example. This is a MSCS, multi-state cooperative societies, and these are cooperative societies. These are cooperative societies. So they together want to form one more MSCS. They together want to form one more MSCS. Can they do so? Yes. So if the members are other MSCS as well as other cooperative society, in that case, how many sign are required? Sign is required of authorized representative of each of such society. In that case, the application should be signed by the authorized representative of each of such societies. However, minimum you need sign of 2 of the cooperative society. In that case, if let's say if only cooperative societies are making MSCS, then we need 5 cooperative societies. However, if one MSCS and 2 cooperative societies are making another MSCS, can they do so? The answer is yes. In case only 2 MSCS, only 2 cooperative society sign is enough. Only 2 cooperative society sign is enough. So here one point is given that can one MSCS and one CS, which means that one multi-state cooperative society and one cooperative society, can they form a joint multi-state cooperative society? The answer is yes. But in that case, the sign is required of minimum 2 cooperative societies who are not registered in the same state, which means they should be from the different state. They should be from 2 different state, not in the same state. Next is if the members are if the members are cooperative societies also, if the members are multi-state cooperative society also and individual also. So if the members are cooperative society as well as individual, in that case your application should be signed by 50 individual member, 1 cooperative society from 2 states, means different state, or 1 multi-state cooperative society. So this is the signing requirement which is important. Who shall sign the application to be filed to the registrar for getting registration of multi-state cooperative society. So what we have to do, this MSCS, in order to get registration of MSCS, we have to file form 1 to the central registrar of cooperative society. So we have to file form 1 along with the documents and signed. Who will sign? This we studied here, who will sign. Now, this central registrar have to dispose of the application within 4 months. Within 4 months, it have to dispose of the application. Either it will accept or it will reject. If this central registrar will accept the application, it will issue registration certificate. However, it may reject if the application is defective. And if no communication is made, then it will be deemed to be accepted. So this is all about the registration process of multi-state cooperative society. This was all about the registration of process of multi-state cooperative society. Here one small point is given, registration of partnership firm. So here one small point is given with respect to registration of partnership firm. How you can get a partnership firm register? First, you have to make an application to the registrar of firm in the form number 1. So you have to make an application, and that application should be signed by all the partners. In that application, you have to give the name and details of partners as well as firm, and it should be signed by all the partners. And then along with the form 1, you have to submit the affidavit and copy of partnership deed. proof of ownership of business, place of business, which means the rent agreement or the lease agreement, and you have to pay the fees. After that, registrar of firm will check everything. If everything is okay, it will grant you certificate of registration. So this is the small registration process of partnership firm. With this, we are done with this topic. We are done with a different form of business organization, and its registration. So we are done with 90% of your part A. Two small chapters are left, which I'll provide a video, so you can ask me over Telegram to upload the video in case I forget. So two chapters I'll provide a video for the revision. Other chapters, this is done. So we are done with our part A revision. From tomorrow, we will start our part C revision. So for the next 2 days to 2.5 days, 2 to 2.5 days or 2 to 3 days maximum, I'll try to cover it in 2 days. Right? We will do our part C, which is very important, which covers your 25 marks. So tomorrow we will first discuss your dormant company, and then we will discuss your striking off, and if the time permits, then we can also start CIRP. So this is how we will complete our part C. So inform all your friends who want to attend the part C revision, because this is going to be very important and there are certain amendments also. So inform all your friends if they want to attend the part C revision, so that nobody will miss the part C revision, because part C revision is going to be very important. Part C is like everything for you. Part C is like a Bhagwan for you. You can't skip part C. So do part C very properly, and attend this 2 days revision. In 2 days, we will just make it makhan, we'll make it laddu. So in the next 2 days, we will revise part C in a very proper manner, covering each and everything properly in detail. So with this, we are ending our today's revision. I hope this is helpful for you. If anybody has any doubt, please do let me know. I'll surely try to clear your doubts. With this, I'll meet you in the company law revision and tomorrow in the part C revision. Till then, take care. Bye bye.